Shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone while learning this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect that they're scattered abroad, pushing this truth on the four corners of the earth. Risk of lives and freedom to do so. It's the brother Tazamak coming back with a quick lesson. I'm going to call this lesson, Flee the Shadow of This World. Okay? Because this is not our rest. And I'm going to get some precepts going into this. You know, this is just a passing through. Okay? We're ready to serve, finish serving our punishment or serve our punishment. And we're finishing it right now. We're coming up to the point where our punishment is just about to be done. Babylon wasn't set up for us to be, for the Israelite to come here and be successful and have a bunch of cars and have a bunch of women, because rest represents the kingdom. Okay? And that's what Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is going to give us when he comes. He's going to give us rest. Okay, right now we got rest in the spirit. We got this truth. We got this word, but the Lord's going to give us complete rest. Okay? We're not going to have to worry about the things that we worry about now. The stress, the anxiety, that the day is going to bring. Okay? We're going to be completely happy. We're going to be completely good. Okay? But to put your mind here, your trust in this place, you're going backwards and you're going off. Okay? If you put your trust in anything, it should be Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, not the other way around, putting your trust in Esau and his system. That's what everybody else does. We're not of this world. Okay? Thinking that your black-owned business is going to get off the ground and you're going to be able to take care of family, you're in the wrong spirit. Even if your business does do well, because they try to make it impossible for Jake to get a successful business. Okay, they usually do that among themselves. Esau give one of his people with a 500 credit score, they'll wiggle something out. Okay, we can get you a JP Morgan loan. We can get X, Y, and Z. And at the end of the day, if you can receive it, he don't even give a shit about his people, but they get more favor because of that so-called white privilege, right? But Jake want to be like Esau. They want to do it big. They want to start the business. They want to have houses. They want to have cars and the finest of everything. And that's not what this is for. Okay? That's not what this was for. That's why our people have such a hard time, because look at our women. Okay, look at Eve. Okay, she thinks that because she got the masters and the what's that other degree, the doctorate and X, Y, and Z, that she didn't made it. I know a Eve from the real cute, not bad looking. And back in the day, you could tell she thought I was like a decent looking dude. Now, I looked at her page. She done got, 2 houses in Georgia, a doctorate. So you can't tell her nothing, man. You can't tell a woman nothing that got her like that, because in her head, she don't need a man. Okay? This is a lot of the black women. I'm not trying to take it off course, but they think this is their rest because they got degrees and they got money. Okay, but what you gonna do when the Lord takes that from you? You gonna realize this wasn't your rest. Okay, and the man of the Lord is your key to getting rest. Okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and get started with some precepts. And I'm going to start off in the book of Romans. I'm going to go to the 12th chapter. Okay. And I'm going to go to the second verse. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and a perfect will of the Most High. Okay? So when you go to the front, to the top of the verse of Romans 12:2, it says, and be not conformed to this world. Okay? And that's going along with what everybody else is doing, trying to fit in. Okay? You see everybody else moving one way, you want to move that way. Okay? You see everybody else move this way, you want to move that way, which they're all wicked, man. Besides the 1/3, start off with 144,000. These people are not righteous; they're wicked. Okay, they're conformed to this world. They want to do everything that everybody else is doing. They want to be a success here. Okay, but you got to have a renewed mind. You have to have a new mindset, man. Okay, you got to have in your head that this is not the end all be all. This ain't it. Okay, America and and building a life here and having a plush house with a fine wife with 4 kids and my friend did it and my cousin did it, so I'm gonna do it. Nah, hell nah. Okay, because they all wicked, man. You want to be around people that got the same mindset as you, man, which they're minding in this place. You talk to a brother, he ain't happy being here. Okay, yeah, brother, I love being here. No, we ready to get the hell out of here. And we don't let the bitterness get to us, but I'm just throwing it out there. We're not happy being here. If anything, we're happy that our punishment is about to be up. But Jake want to be comfortable here. Jake want to do it big here. Okay? When we came to serve the Lord put a new mindset in us. Okay? And the Lord is still working on us. All right? Opposed to somebody, or compared to somebody in the world that thinks this is it. Before I came in the truth, I thought this was it because I didn't have the truth at that point. But once I woke up to the truth, I'm like, okay, it goes past this. Okay? This is just a temporary stay, temporary, situation that we're going through because we went off. All right? So our new mindset has to really be in you. And I'm going to get this next. In Jeremiah. So this is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 51. And 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Okay? So it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. Yeah. Flee. What I want to say is get your mind out of this place. Okay? Get your mind out of this place. All right? Because you don't want to get caught up. Like it says, you don't want to get caught up getting destroyed like everybody else. Everybody else is caught up in sin here. You don't want to be that guy or woman. Okay? Because our women got to get right too. They completely out of order right now. But you don't want to be that guy that wanted to stay here, that wanted to do it big here, so you could be a rapper, so you can be a model. Okay? So you can get that 3-story house that you busting your balls for every day, but you don't got no time for the Lord. Okay, because this place is going to end up getting destroyed. Before it gets destroyed, it's going to be all hell breaking loose. You don't want to get caught up in that shit, man. Okay, the Lord is going to tear this place apart with ICBM nuclear missiles, according to the scriptures. Okay, that's going to be the ultimate payback. All right, and then we're going to throw your asses in slavery after. I'm going to do a lesson on that to you elite. All right, but the main thing is, Jay got to get his mind out of this place. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, okay? It's America, all right? Take your mind out of this place, okay? Or else you're going to get caught up, getting destroyed just like everybody else. I'm going to get this next. In the book of Micah. Okay. This is Micah. I'm going to go to the 2nd chapter and the 10th verse. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction. Arise ye and depart. Depart what? Your mind. Get your mind out of this place. This isn't our rest. This ain't the kingdom. Yahweh Shai ain't came back yet. Okay, because if you go on with the ways of this world, for a multitude to do evil, you're going to be destroyed. With everybody here, the Lord's going to make this place clean. Okay, it's going to look like a desert, like Victorville, like driving to Vegas when you don't see nothing. It's going to look like that, but worse. Char, burned up. Okay, we're going to drive over this place when we're in the kingdom and say that's basically like a monument. Okay, of how things will be or how it would look. If wickedness got high again, basically, or wickedness. This is what happens when wickedness gets to a certain level. Okay? So you're not supposed to have your mind here because everybody else here It's about to get melted, and I see them every day. Okay, the women that can't get their lifestyles up, they make me sick. Ugh. Gotta get the new hairstyle, gotta get the new Jordans. They can't get that lifestyle, so yeah, they're gonna be destroyed with this place. Absolutely. All right. So I'm gonna get this next. This is 2nd Ezra 2. And I'm gonna go to verse 36. Flee the shadow of this world. Receive the joyfulness of your glory. I testify my Savior openly. Okay, and I just got that in Micah 2:10. Flee the shadow of this world. Get your mind out of this place, man. Get your mind out of this place. I made this image. Look at how the prophet is looking at the, that image behind him. Like, ugh. That's how we look at this world with disgust. Okay, the only good thing, only Tawab thing in this world is this truth. That's it. Okay? And we testify Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai openly. The name is important. Starting out with the name, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay? We stand bold as a lion, like the scriptures say. On the internet, doing our lessons out at the camp. Okay? This ain't no secret. But the main thing that we, one of the main things that we're called to do when we wake up is take our mind out of this place, having a new mindset, man. All right? I'm going to get ready to close. Go to Revelation. This is Revelation 18. And 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay? And the first thing you gotta do, because it says come out of her, and it's talking about Babylon, America, is your mind. You gotta take your mind out of this place. Okay? Because it says that ye be not partakers of her sins, right? You gotta get your mind out of here, not go along to get along. And that ye receive not of her plagues. That plague is talking about is the ICBM nuclear missiles. Okay, because the elect is going to get beamed up right before those missiles hit. But what you think is going to happen to a nigga that had his mind in this place? To a nigga that was hoping on a black-owned business? To a nigga that just went along with the beast system because his wife worships it? What you think is going to happen to an individual like that? Nothing but bad things. Okay, leading all the way up to the destruction. Lord's will, this was an edifying lesson. With that, I'm going to say shalom.